Okay. I've already finished it. But I guess I'll show you the way that I did it. The way that I did the final act. Kickflip. Kickflip. Where's the neighbor, mate? Yo, what's up, mate? What's up, mate? Have you never seen a small fella before? No? Too bad, too sad. Thank you, mate. So you gotta be Act 3, get all the like the double jump and stuff. Yada yada yada. Is that a baseball? Okay. Anyway, so you have to click this. I would recommend grabbing the boxes that are up there, but I'm not. I'm just gonna grab a box that's over here. But you punched that dog. My fault. Why is he getting so angry with me? Make sure I'm just gonna grab 3 just in case. Probably not gonna have to use all 3, but oh, that sucked. There we go. So then you gotta come over here behind this sign thing. Then you gotta go up here. And then you gotta jump. Now, this is kind of hard to balance on. So you can just jump up like that. And then after this, you gotta go into this one. This is the way that I did it. And I'm not gonna make it. Okay. Why was I looking directly at him? Adam Sandler. Anyway, so you just gotta go up there. There's also another switch that you have to press, which it's a little time thing that you have to do. I just want to see if I could. No, I can't. Okay. But like, you have to go up here, hold on to this, get onto this fella, look over here, get onto here, and not. Let me try to scale down without dying. Yeah, that's impossible to scale down. But you get the point. You just gotta go up there. Just give me a minute. Mark, chill. Or Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg. Yes, twin. This one's gonna get me up there. Yes, okay. So once you flip this, gotta time it with that little ramp thing. So yeah, like that. I might not be able to get the thingamajiggies that are up here because they quite literally fall. Which, what? Hello? Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart the act then. What's up, Mike? back here with an alligator. Why is he low-key kind of flexible for a grown man? Why is he also wearing the Bay Harbor Butcher? Where is he? First of all, that was my house, so that's rude. Oh my god. Why do you do gas? Come up here. Shut up, Mark. Or Mark. Whatever you want to call him. Shush, Mark Zuckerberg. I hope you done your fire. Wait a minute, I forgot I have to get the thing over here. What if I could hit it with a basketball? Shush. Yes, yes you can. But if you miss that timing, then you just gotta restart the entire act and do the entire thing over again like how I did. Make it up here, flip the switch, and then get onto this. This time I won't go to the edge, I'll just stay in the middle. And then once you flip this, yeah, I ain't gonna get a umbrella. Yeah, but those rain down from everything, from everywhere. You gotta come back over here. I don't know how that one's in there. But if you were able to get one of those, which I can't, because I'm quite literally on PS5 recording this. Yeah, this is the newest version of it. Everything still works the same. But if you were able to grab an umbrella, do you know that house that I broke earlier? You gotta go into that, basically. I'll show you. So you gotta come up here, jump, get in, and then use your umbrella. Then, yeah, you just gotta fly down. Get in here. Grab the candle that's in here on this slice of cake that's away from everything else. Pull out your umbrella again. You need the umbrella for everything in this act. It's a really short act, and then you gotta get the candle, this firework that's like right over here, like right at his like right-ish foot. Gotta put the flame right there. And then, yeah, just then I don't think. Well, you could still use the candle if you want. You don't really need it for anything though. But I would recommend keeping it. I think I would recommend, because I low-key forgot what you might need it for. Okay, so you gotta come back up here. Instead of that one, you gotta go into this one. So you gotta jump, get in. You gotta fly over to this bottom shelf next to the pitching machine. Already crying like a little whooshy. Anyway, you gotta come down here and then see this farther. So you see this farthest ball right here? You gotta push it this way. Just push it off the edge. And that should roll down. Hit him in the knee. That should have hit him. But I might try to. Oh, I got the other ones. So if that first one doesn't work, then second one. There we go. So once he gets knocked over, you have to jump back into the thing. Make sure that you go onto the other side instead of the one that we just went in. You gotta jump. I'll do double jump because it's easier. Stop groaning. Easier. And then you gotta safely land somehow into this other side. But there's something that I seen over there, so you could skip this part that I'm about to do. So you just skip this part that I'm doing right now. Stop groaning, neighbor. Please. I think this is optional that I'm about to do over here, but I'll just do it. Okay, never mind. You might need that. Okay, never mind. You might need to do that to make it 10 times easier for yourself. So then you gotta go back onto this. Go here. You already know the drill. Then you gotta go onto this one. I'm gonna land on this platform right here. Okay, so you see that door right there? You need to land onto that platform, get into the door. And then you open it. You should get an achievement, like I did. Oh, I didn't see this area. So yeah, this is just like basically the story thing, where like everybody is simming instead of missing. You can watch these if you want. So the shadow figure's over there. So yeah, you can just watch those if you want. So once you get in, you gotta protect this child, okay? Be a good boy. He looks like you in the beginning. Like he's like touchable and everything. Okay, so he looks into the window. I would recommend already going upstairs over here. I would recommend going up here, the big area with the stairs. So, and then you gotta get in front of him. Okay, so you gotta protect him, and then you gotta go down here. Well, I would recommend going down here, going over here. You go over here. He should come. Wait a minute, no, you gotta go over here instead of over there. He should be coming right here. It's right here. So you should sit down. Gotta get in front of him. Then after that, you go over here, get down here, and then you gotta climb this ladder. So once you get up the ladder, you gotta go over here. Each time that the shadow figure hits you, you get a little bit taller. So after this, you won't be able to go underneath that. They get crouch, and then you get crouch, and then start waddling over for the staircases, and then you gotta go like this, and then you gotta jump, and then you gotta go down here. Okay, and then he's gonna come over here. He's gonna sit down right here. Then you gotta get in front of him. Then once you get bigger, you gotta go on top of these stairs looking things. Go up here. Okay. Gotta go up here. And then right here. Gotta wait for him though. And then you gotta get back in front of him. And then the shadow figure just takes you. Yeah, so then you'll be in this area, which is low-key kind of peaceful if you really think about it. So the exit's right there, and then after you go through the exit, you're done. The entire thing. Mart. Yeah, so then after that, you just gotta leave. Then after that, you wake up, and then yeah, you completed the game.
Hey.
It's a non-skippable cutscene though, but yeah, you're finished. Yep. Alright, bye.